Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video I will basically revise important topics of Python, and also I will give important interview questions. I will also cover important interview questions, so you can definitely revise it from here. In this video I will cover very basic questions, and I will make videos in 4 or 5 parts. So in this video I will cover very basic part, okay? Then I will cover the functions, then oops. So in this way, so let's discuss the basic. Starts with what is Python. What is Python? Python is a high-level interpreted, dynamically typed and object-oriented programming language known for its simple and readable syntax. That's it. And also you can say that, and also if you can ask what is dynamically typed, because I use this term dynamically typed, right? So what is dynamically typed? Dynamically typed means that we do not need to declare the data type of a variable explicitly, okay? So Python determines it at runtime. So for example, like I'm giving an example, like if we print 1 plus 2, it will return error, of course. But when in other languages like Java and other, if you give an input like that, it will return 12. So Python is giving error because it's a dynamically typed language. It will check, like Python determines the data types in the runtime, okay? So that's why. Next question is what is variable. Okay, so if they can also ask what are the applications of Python, so you can say that web development, AI, ML, automation, and these are the applications of Python. Okay, what is variable? What is variable? So you will say that variables are used to store data. So variables are used to store data that can be referenced and manipulated during program execution. So variable is basically a name that is assigned to a value, okay? That's a very simple definition, that variables are used to store data that can be referenced and manipulated during the program execution. A variable is essentially a name that is assigned to a value. So like I write here, if I just simply write x equal to 5 or x equal to true or anything, okay? So when I assign the value, so here x is a variable, of course, and 5 is a value. So when I write this, Python create an object which value is 5, and x is a reference here, or x is x refers to 5 or points towards 5. Simple. So if I just write y equal to x, that means in the statements what happened, that the statement creates y and the reference the same object as x. So then y is also reference that is pointing towards 5. This is called shared reference, okay? So that's not important, but I just discussed. But this is how referencing works. So if I write like x equal to true, so then true, so it creates an object called which value is true, and x points towards this, and the value that was 5 will be in the garbage collector, okay? So the 5 will be on garbage. So this is how it works. It is very to create, like, to make it memory efficient. So next question. Let's come to the next question. What is operators, I think? So let's discuss about the operators, okay? operators. Let me check all the important questions. Okay. So what do you know about operators? So operators are basically like used to perform, of course from the name we know that it is used to perform operations, of course, on values and variables. So there are like many operators in Python, of course. Okay, so let's discuss about all the operators. They can ask what are the types. Basically they can ask it, what are the types of operators. So you can say there is arithmetic operators, then there is arithmetic operators means plus, minus, okay, percentage. Then there is comparison operators, is also called as relational operators. So relational operators means it will check greater than, equal to, equal to, okay, sorry, yeah, greater than, equal to, or I mean less than equal to, or greater than equal to, or not equal to, anything, or are relational operators. Then there is logical operators, which is of course and, not, or. These are three logical operators. Then there is assignment operators. Assignment operators means equal to, plus, increasing or decreasing, okay. Now there is then there is ternary operators. If you know, ternary operators like x, if, condition, or else, okay. Then also there is bitwise operator. So what is bitwise operator? Bitwise operators are like and, or, less than. These are the bitwise operators. And and there is identity operators. Identity operators is like is not. So I have covered 1 2 3 4 5 6 okay. So these are the operators: arithmetic operators, relational comparison operators, logical operators, and assignment operators, ternary, ternary, and bitwise, and there is identity operators, okay. Next we will discuss, let's check what are the important questions are there. So there are basic operations are there that you have to know, and I don't think there is any important questions. So we should move on to the next topic. Although there is a question, what is the primary purpose of operating? What is the primary purpose of operators in programming language? So the answer will be always to perform operations on values and variables, okay. Next question. Next topic will be operators, and then there will be data types. Let's just discuss first keywords. It's a very like simple thing. What are the keywords? Keywords are special reserved words. Reserved words. Okay. That are the part of the language itself. For example, like there are a lot of keywords in Python. So if you know that there is like true, or then there is break, there is pass, there is continue, there is not, there is global, there is from, then there is like def, everything like most of it are that we use in language, in Python language, are reserved words. Like we use a lot of reserved words in any code. Alright, there is break. Oh, I'll discuss. There is else if, there is else, there is except, there is try. All these are like keywords. So I will not cover. I don't think there is any important question from this topic. So move on to the next topic, that is data types. Data types. So there are a lot of questions that can be asked from data types. So let me check. So the basic primary question that will be, what is data type? So data types define the type of value or variable that can store and the operations that can be performed on it. Okay. So there are a lot of data types in Python. Let's discuss about the data types Python. There is numeric data types, there is dictionary, there is boolean, there is set, there is sequence type, so in numeric there is integer, float, complex number. Then there is dictionary, there is boolean data types that of course returns true, false. Okay. Then there is set. Then there is sequence type like string or tuple or list. Okay. So these are the like built-in data types. So if anyone asks what is integer, so what is integer? Integer is a whole number. What is float? Float is a decimal number. And what is complex is a real and imaginary numbers. So if interviewer can ask, how do you check the data types of any variable? So what keyword we will use, or what method we will use? Sorry, that you use type. If we did type of x, print type of x, it will return the type of the data type. And then there is important question, very important question. What is the difference between list and tuple? So you will answer, list is mutable, tuple is not mutable. Mutable means that can be modified. Modified means adding or appending or deleting anything. So it can be modified. And tuple is immutable. that means that cannot be modified if once it is created. It is mutable. It is mutable, right? Okay. Then there is like how our list is represented. So we use square bracket, and a tuple is, and for tuple we use parenthesis symbol, right? So like 1 2 3, or for tuple we like write 1 3. Also a tuple is faster than list. It is faster and it is slower as compared to tuples. And one of the most important I think point, that is suitable for data that changes frequently, and it is suitable for fixed data, right? So the main difference, so if you don't ask what is the difference between list and tuple, you will simply say that the difference between list and tuple, the list is mutable, that means it can be modified, I mean the elements can be changed after creation, and whereas tuple is immutable, that means that cannot be modified. List use square bracket, while tuple use parentheses. Tuples are generally faster and consume less memory than list, okay? And list like consume more memory than tuple. So you can also answer this. Now next question. Next question we will discuss. Let me check. Okay, we will discuss the very basic questions from tuple dictionary or list. Okay, so if they ask what is the difference between mutable and immutable data types, so like difference is mutable, that can be modified after creation, that means elements can be changed after once it is created, and in case of immutable, the elements cannot be changed, or that means that cannot be modified. Okay, so for example, what is the example of I forgot to give what is the example of mutable data types, that is list, dictionary, set, all are mutable, that means you can change, the elements can be changed after creation. Okay, and immutable, that means that is string, of course you cannot modify it. Tuple, float, or integer, all are immutable data types. So while we're discussing about data types, also one important question, that one line answer that can be asked, the question can be asked in an interview, that what is typecasting? What is typecasting? Typecasting means converting one data type to other. Simply, for example, like if I write x equal to 10 and y equal to int of x, or or if I write x equal to 10 y equal to string of x, then the x will be a string while it was before an integer. So this is a very simple answer. And one question that can also be asked: what is the difference between none and 0? So what is none and 0? So none represent the absence of a value, where 0 is a valid integer value. So none represents the absence of a value, and 0 is a valid integer value. Okay. Now move on to the next question. What is okay? So let's discuss about all the data types. The definition. What is string? String is a sequence of characters that are enclosed in single quotes. Right? It is a sequence of characters enclosed in a single quote, or easier definition can be this: string are used to store text data. So a string is represented using str class and can be created using single or double or triple quotes. Okay, so you can also write like this way: triple or even single quote. Okay. The next question. Okay, string, and then there is list. What is list? List are ordered and mutable collection. Lists are ordered and mutable collections that use to store multiple items in a single variable. Elements in a list can be different types of data types and accessed through indexing. So you can write like 2, 5, then 2, then you can also write any string in this way. So it is so lists are ordered and mutable collections that is used to store multiple items in a single variable, and elements in a list can be different data types. Okay, and how a list is accessed through indexing. Elements are accessed through indexing. Okay. Now next is, what is tuple? Tuples are also ordered and immutable collections that are used to store multiple items in a single variable, right? And once created, tuples element cannot be modified, and it is also accessed through indexing, like 1, 2, goat, in this way. So it is also accessed through indexing, right? Okay. And then there is Boolean. What is Boolean? What is Boolean data types? What is Boolean data type? Boolean data type represent one of two values, true or false. So it always represent one or two values. Is mainly used in conditional statement or comparison, that is represent by, it is of course represent by bool class. So if you write like type of true or type of false, it will return bool class. So bull class. Okay. What is then there is set. Sets are unlike list or tuple. Sets are unordered and mutable. Remember that it is unordered and mutable. As I said here, that set, dictionary, list, all three are mutable. So set is unordered and mutable collections used to store unique data, unique elements. Set are unordered, elements cannot access through indexing. So and elements are usually accessed by iterating through the set using a loop. So you can only access it by using a loop. So here you can see the difference. Okay, so I will discuss the difference also after discussing about dictionary. So dictionary are used to store dictionaries are used to store data in key value pair. Each key in dictionary must be unique, while values may not be unique. Okay. That means right, like one, if one there is dog, then there will be two, which will be goat. So always the key will be unique, and values are accessed through key, right? Okay, so here you can see some common differences. So here let's just write all the differences that you have seen here. Okay, for example, like for list, you can say you have seen that list is immutable. A list is mutable. Also, it is ordered. It is accessed through indexing. It is represented by this tuple. I have already discussed. It is immutable. It is also ordered. It is also accessed through indexing, represented like this. Okay, then there is set. It is also mutable. That means elements can be modified or elements can be changed. Secondly, it is not ordered, it is unordered. So just because it is unordered, so we cannot access it through indexing. We have to access it through loop. And because it is unordered, and also it will only keep unique values, right? Like if I just write 1 2 3, if there is a list 1 2 3 1 2 3, then there is 1. If I use the set operation, the set data type, then the output will be 1 2 3. right? I actually made a mistake here. Set is represented like this. Okay, so it will always represent. It is always take or represent unique values. It never contains any duplicates. So yeah, so no duplicates. And it is represented like second bracket, okay, through second bracket, and then there is dictionary. What is dictionary? As I said here, in dictionary it is also used to store data, but it is the data are stored through key value pair. Key value should be unique, while key should be unique actually, while value may not be unique, but it should be always unique. And how it is accessed? It is accessed like the value is accessed through key, right? So these are some basic examples. I think I have already covered. Let me check. Okay, now we will discuss about the conditional statements. Let's discuss about conditional statements. So what is conditional statements? Conditional statements are used to make a decision in a program based on whether the condition will be true or false. Examples: if else, or if and else, or nested if. So conditional statements are used to make decisions in a program based on whether a condition is true or false. So what is this? What is the syntax? I think we all know. We all have done that, so I will not discuss it. You know that if and how if it is implemented, or how if else is implemented. So this is a very simple basic coding. One basic question that can be asked, that might not be important, but I'm discussing it, that what is the difference between if and elif. So you will say that if starts with condition checking. If elif only elif checks additional conditions if the previous condition is false. Okay. Or if is false, then elif check the conditions. And can we write multiple if statements, like if x equal to 10, if x greater than 5, then print if x less than greater than 8, then print in this way. So can we write code like that? Yes, we can write. Both conditions are checked independently. Okay, but mainly we use else. Okay, can you write, there's a frequently asked interview question, can we use logical operator with conditional statements? Yes, we can write logical operators in conditional. What is logical operators? As we said, that and, or, not. So we always write like that, right? Like if age is like in this way, if age is or greater than equal to 18 and age less than equal to 60, then print something. So we can write like that. Of course, we can use logical operators. So what is a conditional statement, or the definition, or the more defined definition of conditional statement? The conditional statements are decision making statements that control the flow of a program based on whether the condition is evaluated as true or false. Okay, okay. Now I cannot find any important question in here. I think I have discussed. Do you know about ternary conditional statement? This is, we have discussed this. Sorry. Now next topic and the last topic, that is loops. And it's also a very important topic. We will complete this session from this. Okay, after this. So what is loop? There's a very basic question. So the definition, I think it was 9, 10, it was 11, 12. What is loop? Loop is used to execute a block of code until a condition is met. It's a very simple definition. So loops. So what is loop? Loops. So loops are control structures that used to execute a block of code repeatedly based on a condition or over a sequence of items. You can also use this definition. Or very simple definition, that loops are used to execute a block of code repeatedly until a condition is met or all items in a sequence are processed. Okay. Then it's also important to discuss about all the loops, because interviewer might frequently ask this type of questions. So we will discuss about all the loops, like for loops. For loops is used to iterate over a sequence such as a list, tuple, or range. It executes a block of code once for each item in the sequence. Okay. So as I said, they might ask this question. So let's discuss. For example, if n is equal to 5, we will write for I in range of 0 to n, print I. So how it is working, the explanation that is needed. So you say that n equal to 4 stores the ending value, for the loop. So n store the ending value, then range, like which is from 0 to n, generate numbers from 0 to 3. For I in range, iterate through each number in the range, right? Like 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So it will iterate until the last item is reached. Okay. This is a very basic example. So we will say that for loop is used to iterate over a sequence such as list, tuple, string or range. Now it can also iterate by index of sequence. We should also say, like when you write I'm also giving one example. If I write good 1, 3, anything is a list, right? A is a list. So for index in range, length of a, print a of index. What it will print these values. So explanation, length I returns the total number of elements. Length I returns the total number of elements on the list. Range length of I generates index value from 0 to 2, and then list of index access the elements to the index. Okay, there are two loops are actually left, but there is while and nested, right? So we will discuss that. I will discuss in a 1 minute video, because my video range is very large, so it will be very tough. It will be very tough for me to upload. So we will discuss it in another video. I will create it separately. Okay, it will be like 3 to 5 minutes video. Thank you.